So, I was trying to put out this Aquaman movie review and it was getting too long, and then the app crashed on me. And after a few seconds of deeply held frustration, I gave up and procrastinated my way over to doing something easier, hopefully. So, this is a Niger Nerd Stories review of The Joker. This production is brought to you by Champions of the Eternal Flame, an ebook trilogy published on Amazon and Kobo Books. Tumaini, Samantha, Jana, and the Manning siblings, Alex and Sarah. The Champions of the Eternal Flame were youth with special gifts brought together by the enigmatic priest to seek out the lost shard of Agostino from among the myriad realms of the multiverse. But navigating the doorways of infinity is treacherous, and the gifted ones find themselves lost in alternate realities, stalked by an ancient, malevolent force bent on the destruction of all life. Through these odds, the champions discover unlikely allies and muster the courage to face the encroaching evil. Purchase this ebook for your young adults, teenagers, and yourself. It is quite an epic adventure, and you can find these books if it's too hard to follow the instructions on the screen by Googling Champions of the Eternal Flame. Thank you. Anyhow, I wandered into this Joker movie after fully intending to skip it for a couple of reasons. First of all, I knew it wasn't going to be a comic book movie. The director Todd Phillips pretty much copped to that months ago when wooing Joaquin Phoenix over into playing the titular character of this piece of cinema. Secondly, I consider mental health or disease to be too real to glamorize the descent of a normal human being into the evil personification of discord and violence that is named the Joker. I mean, the fact that he killed Jason Todd still haunts me. He also deliberately paralyzed Barbara Gordon. Again, less informed movie fans might be unaware of the Clown Prince of Crime and how despicable his actions have been. I know better and have never been a fan of his casual cruelty. And this disconnected version of the DCEU seems a lot more chaotic and different than the MCU version I've come to appreciate. And now that all that implicit bias has been stated and it's been put away, I'll say this movie was well filmed. The scenes convey a depressing real-world view of Gotham City. This city has no hope, has trash everywhere. The people are struggling, crime is never ending. The gap between the haves and the have-nots is wide for no reason. Heck, Thomas Wayne, father of our future bat-themed billionaire, is made out to be an out-of-touch, arrogant, spoiled rich man. People are terrible to each other. Arthur Fleck's co-workers are not nice people. The people on the train are not nice people either. The undercurrent of dread and violence is palpable and threatens to boil over at any point. Joaquin carries the movie because he is literally in over 90% of the scenes. His Joker is believable but nowhere as charismatic as Heath Ledger's. Heck, even Mark Hamill's animated rendition is more interesting. However, and this is what I suspect was Todd Phillips' intention, this story is not about the Joker, it's about a troubled man's reaction to a cruel society. This author is an everyman who has been given an excuse to exercise the deeper parts of his ego. And boy, this ego is megalomaniacal and pitiful in equal and concurrent doses. He has a disturbing laugh that he cannot control, which causes him to get ridiculed at times or even assaulted on one other occasion, like the one on the train. This pseudo bulba effect manifests in uncontrollable laughing outbursts that are unnerving and a foreshadowing of the Joker that is to come. As a sensitive soul, the moment Arthur was on the receiving end of society's cruel jokes disturbed me. It also felt like an excuse for the eventual violent reactions of his alter ego. This movie is psychologically grim and depressing. It was a slow burn and could have benefited from ignoring the entire Wayne storyline. Do we really need to meet Bruce at this time? Trying to introduce confusion into Arthur's lineage by implying he could be a love child and possibly related to the Waynes was unnecessary. He meeting Bruce was unnecessary and straight out creepy. Frankly, excusing Arthur's violent outbursts and casting him in a misunderstood light is beyond me. We are not bad people. We are definitely people who make bad choices from time to time. Once it becomes a lifestyle, well, that's where villains are born. The writing was fine, not great, not bad, and it didn't sink the movie. Joaquin does a masterful job in this movie. His transition from mild mannered, soft spoken, and mostly harmless Arthur to the nihilistic, impulse driven, hate fueled Joker are the best parts of this movie. Without him, this movie is a waste of time. His lines are delivered masterfully and emotionally. He's the true auteur in this film and not Todd. His inflections are well thought out and consistent. Casting Robert De Niro was inspired. For the time he was on screen, he was believable and engaging. He was also clearly an obvious connection to the movies Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, which this movie heavily borrows from. Everyone else is forgettable. Even my Atlanta alums, Zazie Beetz and Brian Tyree Henry. The music was noteworthy. It starts out mildly discordant and gets more jarring and louder as Arthur descends into true insanity. There are more than 3 memorable scenes, and that dance on the staircase was a literal descent into the Joker persona. It was smart because it bookended the miserable trudge up those same stairs on his way home from work. That final night show scene, you have to see to believe it. And of course, my favorite part, he writes in his journal, the worst part about having a mental illness is people expect you to behave as if you don't. That simple statement was eye-opening and brutal. I should live on past this movie. While this movie's slant does not appear to be as emotional or political or even psychological as it plays, it did leave me with an appreciation of the effects of kindness and cruelty on our society. My score for this movie is just for Joaquin's performance, 7 out of 10. If you like this video, do show me. Click the like button, share with your friends. It would be a big help, especially if you want to keep me going. Also, if you have any thoughts or ideas on the Niger nerd stories, feel free to share them in the comment section. Remember to click the subscribe button, and thank you again for visiting this channel. This has been a Niger Nerd Stories production. Bye.